right, this is case D08392854D, Balle versus Balle. Counsel, if you could state your appearances for the record, please.
Chelsea Campbell, bar number 10865, representing City of Balle in an unbundled capacity.
Andrew Taylor, bar number 866 for Mr. Balle, who is present.
Okay. Do we have an order filed yet in this matter?
We haven't, Judge. I was going to prepare it. I've been out of the country for the last week and a half and didn't get a chance to do it before I left.
How soon before it'll be filed?
It'll be this week. So I'm still sort of catching
Tomorrow's
up.
Friday.
Has your client paid? She alleges he's not paying any of these amounts. Is he? I hope he's not willfully not paying just because he doesn't have an order yet that says he has to pay it.
Your Honor, if I could interject.
Hold on a second. What? Go ahead.
She's filed an order.
Ah, I wasn't aware.
Okay. She just filed an order, so that should be, apparently it was logged out and on its way to be filed.
Yeah, okay, I see it. All right, so, Counsel, you received a copy of their motion, obviously.
I got it Tuesday.
All right.
This week.
Do you have any documentation, anything to indicate that any of these sums have been paid?
I think the only dispute, Judge, was an amount for the car she had not been paying. On August 20th, she was ordered to pay for the car, pay for the expenses of the car. She failed to do so, and I believe he deducted that amount for a couple months or whatever she had not paid. He was getting phone calls from...
He's got proof that he paid those monies towards the Suburban?
Just the checks, the canceled checks, I guess.
Well, I mean, proof is proof.
Yeah.
Provide that to the plaintiff.
We'll provide that to her.
Yeah, I don't have it with me now.
And then no more deductions. If she doesn't make the payment, then...
Well, I have the car now, sir. So that's done.
It won't happen again.
Your Honor, it was stipulated that actually he would be taking care of the car on December 3rd.
Right.
All encumbrances, so we don't know.
That was in October, November payments that I took out, not anything after December.
All right. All right,
Yeah, I didn't even
Mr.
deduct the
Taylor,
$75.
we're going to put this back on in 2 weeks. Can you get me a written opposition filed this week?
I will, Judge, and I'll include copies of checks, canceled
All right.
checks.
And provide all the documentation, and make sure he's current on what his responsibilities are.
Will do,
Okay.
Judge.
All right. We'll see you back in 2 weeks on.
January 29th at 1:30.
January 29th at 2:30?
1:30. Oh, hold on a second. Is there a reason that the TPA request is being made of me and has not been filed with the actual protective order office?
It was stated to come to you, that you would, the other judge threw it down to you, basically.
Okay, so there was a hearing at TPO
and
court
he
and
said
everything
for
was
you to
just
resolve it.
continued? All right, can I have both parties stand, raise your right hands, be sworn in?
You and each of you do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Do.
Okay. We're here on a hearing required to issue a TPO. Ma'am, can you please state your name for the record?
Cynthia Balle.
You've applied for a protective order,
Yes, sir.
and you wish to have a protective order issued at this time?
Yes, I do.
And can you state for me why you feel that you need a protective order?
This is just not an isolated incident. There has been this kind of thing happening in the past. He has no boundaries, and if he gets angry, he'll do whatever he wants to do, how he wants to do
Can you
it.
tell me about a specific incident that happened
Yes.
sometime recently?
Yes. He tore jewelry off of my neck and my earrings out of my ears. And then when I tried to shut the door
When
on
did this happen?
at my house when he was dropping off the baby,
Can you give me a date or approximate time?
it was, I believe, December 8th on a Monday. That was the Monday. It's in the filing. Was it?
December 8th.
Yes. And when I tried to close the door, he kicked the door open.
And police were called.
Yes, I called the
What
police
happened?
after he left. I gave them the incident, told them what happened, and they told me what to
Have
do.
you had any further contact with law enforcement at all?
No.
Did they take pictures?
No.
Do you have a written report from them?
Yes. And an event number if you needed it.
Counsel, has your client been contacted by the police at all?
No, Judge.
Oh, well, they just served me that day.
Oh, that's right. Just with the order of the TPO, not other than that.
All right, sir, what happened on December 8th?
Basically, what had happened was the Friday prior to December 8th, my son grabbed my guitar that she was in possession of and put it in my car, and I proceeded to take it home with me. And on Monday morning, as I was taking the kids to school, she calls my daughter's cell phone complaining that she wants the guitar back and that they had no right to take it out of the house. And she basically accused my son of stealing the guitar from her. So when I got to the house to drop off the baby, because we don't have anywhere to drop off the baby because he's not in school yet, she proceeded to tell me that she wanted the guitar back. And I told her, how can you have it back when it's not yours? It's mine. You never had it in the first place. She says that it's her guitar because she bought it for me. And I said, well, if that's the case, then the jewelry you're wearing is mine because I bought it for you.
And that's it?
Well, no. So what happened was, I actually had a hold of the jewelry, because she has a pendant. It's like a wreath pendant with sapphires and diamonds around. It's like a circle. And I was holding it, and I said, I bought this for you, so this is mine. And she like tugged back, and the necklace snapped. It's like a really thin gold necklace. So anyway, so she went into the house and tried to slam the door, and I put my foot up because the baby was still on the porch. And what I did is I took the jewelry and I threw it into the house onto the hallway, and said, I don't want your jewelry, but you're not getting my guitar. And then I grabbed the baby and I put the baby inside and I said, bye, have a nice day, and I walked out.
Your Honor, that is absolutely untrue.
Ma'am,
The baby
sit
was
down.
not even
Sit down!
inside.
Okay? It doesn't matter. That's a sufficient enough basis under the laws regarding protective orders for me to grant a protective order. What is it you do, sir?
I'm a doctor.
Okay. You don't have a concealed weapon permit.
No.
You don't carry a firearm.
Don't own one.
You got kids, sir. I'm sure, and you've got some that are young enough. I'm sure you hear the sticks and stones old nugget all the time. You know, it doesn't matter what she says. It doesn't matter what she does. You're not the one to initiate contact. Contact includes anything that she has in her possession. If she's holding a phone in her hand or a bottle or if she's wearing a necklace, you can't touch it. You can't grab it. That meets the definition of domestic violence. Okay, putting your foot in the door to stop her from slamming the door, that meets the definition. It's a very slim definition. You don't have to do a whole heck of a lot to be convicted, or even less for me to extend a protective order against you. Is there some place, some neutral location where you guys can exchange the toddler?
One of their schools.
Ma'am, is there some neutral location where you can exchange the toddler?
Yes, at the school.
Middle school.
We only have to deal with it on a Friday afternoon or on Monday morning, right now.
And so can we just shift the time for the exchanges to coincide with the time that you're...
That's kind of what we've been doing, sort of. But the thing is we have kids in two different schools. One of
I
them,
know.
she at first was dropping the oldest one and the youngest one off at the two middle kids' school up in Summerlin. And then on Friday, she decided she didn't want to do that and wanted me to come all the way out to Centennial Hills to pick them up at 2:15 and then go get the kids at 2:45. So it was a big issue on Friday as well, getting them.
Do you guys have an order that sets forth where you're supposed to do the exchanges or anything?
No.
Not specifically enough, Your Honor. It just says pick up at dismissal time at Friday. It says Friday after school till Monday at school drop off. One of them gets out at 2:16, which is right there by the
All right,
house.
let's do the exchange at the middle school at the time of that exchange, and it would be appropriate to have Petra have her come to whoever has the toddler at the time, come to that vehicle, and then Petra can assist the 2-year-old to the other parents. That way, you guys don't even have to park in too close a proximity to each other, and that'll resolve those issues. Look, at this point in time, I'm not inclined to grant the protective order. However, I am going to issue an order in the D case. And that order, sir, is that you are to have no contact with the plaintiff in this case, other than through email or text message. If you need to communicate with her for any reason, those are your methods of communication. Or if there's a fax machine, you can communicate by fax. Everything has to be in writing, all right? It goes for you too, ma'am. I don't want to have any options, he said something, she said something, and not have some kind of documentation. Feel free to videotape any exchanges of the children. There shouldn't be any exchange between either of you at all whatsoever. If you are at events that you're both required to be at for the children or for whatever purpose, you need to maintain a significant distance, at least I'm going to make it 40 feet. Okay? I don't want any verbal communication between the two of you. I don't want dirty looks. I don't want hand gestures. I don't want anything. Anyone I find to be in violation of this can and will serve 25 days in the Clark County Detention Center for each and every incident, and the issuance of an actual temporary protective order against domestic violence will be reconsidered. Is that understood, sir?
We have one additional issue, if I may. Around the time of New Year's, the plaintiff took the kids out of state to California without my client's knowledge. I believe they were gone Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The daughter ended up calling and notifying my client that they were out of state.
Counsel, did he miss his scheduled visitation?
Yes, he did.
All right. Look.
With his permission, Your Honor.
Well, look. You guys are going to be on the fast track to spending lots and lots of money on child parenting coordinators and having outsourced evaluations and having somebody else tell you each and every time that you're going to get to spend any time at all with your kids, and me calling Child Protective Services to claim that you're both unfit because obviously you can't agree on even the simplest things regarding your children's welfare. So you need to make sure, and that's why it's all going to be in writing from here on. Everything's going to be in writing, okay? Follow the orders. Yes, ma'am?
Let me interject. On the motion that she filed to show cause, one of the issues, and again, thank you for the order, was that I believe there was communication with the oldest daughter.
Oh, and you've already ordered on August 20th that all
For the
communication
same.
was email and text messaging, and he's violated that already by not doing it.
All right, we'll see you back on August 20th for the financial issues.
Thank you, Judge.
What I do this?
Oh, what, January 20th?
January 29th.
What's the date? Right. Oh, the 29th. Okay. All right. I wrote down the wrong date. January 29th at 1:30, right?
I'll file an opposition, Judge. Thank you.
Page 8. Okay. Johnson versus Johnson.